And we're in, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Where last time, we, ended up back here in Gridania. Which, well, let's just say me and Gridania don't have the best record right now, and these missions didn't help. So, off camera, I did something very dangerous, something I probably shouldn't have done, but I needed to because we're back in Gridania. Essentially, I went into my own programming and forcibly changed how I act around Gridania. Now, I couldn't make myself happy and joyful to be here. Even that's too much, it would probably destroy my system, so instead, I'm now just blank about this place. So if I seem a little bit off, that's why. Not to mention a few other reasons I might get into later. So, sorry about that, but let's just keep going. The sooner we're done here, the sooner I can revert the changes. Let's see, there's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Midred's paranoia, but I too have seen the winged eyeball. That's right. We're trying to find a winged eyeball that works for the mysteriously hooded stranger, right? Something like that. You know, mess with my program, probably not the best idea. It's gonna have a few side effects, but as soon as we're done with Gridania, I'm reverting it back. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Medred's. Not gonna comment. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball replaying Terraria. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. So you're a coward too. Noted. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. Oh, that's why I'm here, right? To investigate in Gridania. I still love my mechanical hand. Although that looks like a pretty good mount too to get eventually. Not saying we'll be one of those gamers who collect all the mounts, but maybe one or two I can see myself spending 100 hours trying to get. So long as it's the right one, obviously. Oh yes, scorpions and balloons and golems. Not gonna lie, like the area. Like the enemy variety. And, let's see, make sure my combat's good. Make sure I didn't affect that by accident. Seems fairly decent. Not dropping combos. To be fair, I was dropping combos last time I played, so maybe I accidentally improved myself. You're gonna get in my way, so let's just fight, so I don't waste my time and effort. Trust me, I'm used to frivolous tasks lately. I'd rather not and say we did. Alright. I am at the destination. Where's the eyeball? In Terraria, we'd have to wait for night for an eyeball to appear. But luckily it's daytime. Oh, it's a heavy scorpion. What makes you a bit different between a regular one? Like, what makes you heavy? Are you a little bit bigger? The one that makes you a large? Banemite? Maybe you ate something. Maybe you're wearing something. I don't know. Get shield bashed, we're done here. Yes, I found your eyeball. Not. Although to be fair, he didn't know what he saw. I think he said he just encountered a shadow, correct? So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Because I had to change my programming to be able to do that. Otherwise, I'd be here going off probably for an hour again. But that's not fun for anybody. Especially not me. Alright, so do you think we'll actually... You know what? My guess is the eyeball's gonna be at the end of a dungeon. We're probably gonna unlock a dungeon soon, which, on the one hand, is gonna take up a whole episode. On the other hand, more loot, so... Good with the bad, right? A monstrous Banemite appeared, and you slew it? Yeah, fairly easily. That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Falgord. So you sent me there knowing it wasn't the eyeball, right? Intentional no, you have done us a great service, and you have my gratitude. Yeah, so I did with pest control for him. He lied about what it was. Probably his mission to take care of it. But this does make me wonder, what was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of light combined with blind panic? I'm gonna say it's just panic. There's the eyeball. How you doing, buddy? Sigh. They've been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarcely get a wink of sleep, knowing that the killer is still at large. Makes sense. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. It troubles them because they can't use me for free labor anymore. I had been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. After you sent me after a Bane Mite, now you're 100% sure it's an eyeball? Interesting. Sorry about that. Had a little interruption. And I thought I took care of that interruption. Anyways, it is implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a Bane Mite. And yet you still sent me after one, to do your job. I'm guessing he was hired to take care of it, couldn't, sat around here scared, and then saw an opportunity with me. That's just a guess, I have no reason to suspect that. Let's see, but you and I were moms apart. How could we both have seen it precisely at the same time? Exactly, even he's calling you out for a liar. What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with a Bane Mite at the very spot you claim to see that fiendish eyeball, isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. That's not really a lie. You basically just admitted you lied to me. Oh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be a set of flying eyeballs? Gasp. Gosh, of course, there must be more than one of the buggers. Well, eyeballs usually come in sets of 2. Except on some insects where they come in like, 8 or 20. And then of course I guess Cyclops has only 1. But more often than not, it's 2. It's so obvious. But then that means, since there have been repeated sightings of the fiends, well, there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. Or the guy was lying. Gulp. Were you drinking? You got plenty of wine there. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. You mean meeting me? Right. While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown. Lest you have forgotten, it was at the rocky area west of here that I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you will want to alert the authorities. I am the authority here. Let's be honest. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpent there should be pleased with any information that pertains to the security of the region. So basically, go there, find the eyeball, defeat the eyeball, and then tell the serpents I did their job for them. I bet you that's what's about to happen. Let's see. Look, I'm guessing, you know, I'm just gonna go back to where we were. Probably a safe bet. Oh, you're still there with that cool mount? I can't wait to do some mount farming. To be fair, I think, if I recall correctly, the game opens up after you beat the MSQ. So what I'm doing is actually what you're supposed to do. Kind of blitz your way through the story. That unlocks everything to do. Not to mention you get some free levels. I mean, I am level 34 on this character. I did only a little grinding. And my black mage is level what? I don't... Not supposed to be up here. Can I fall here? Yes, I can. Alright, you gonna leave me alone? Okay, dismount. But yeah, I think you gotta beat the MSQ and then the game opens up in terms of things you can do. So as much as I'd love to say, okay, time to do something else, I mean, I guess, I do recall that there are special blue side quests, I believe they were referred to as. You can't tell here, but when you see a person with a side quest, if it's blue, it's important. I might have to look into those. See what they actually unlock. Alright. There's an eyeball. I should probably drop my damage up. Actually, I shouldn't have. This is really weak. I'm gonna stun you because I can. I'll do it again. Flying eyeballs, or the floating eye enemies. They're sometimes annoying because they're petrification, but otherwise they're just another enemy we're used to fighting. Look at that! I once again did everybody's job for them. I mean, to be fair, I did what? Walked over here, found a body, and said, this is a dead body, right? And then an eyeball appeared. And yet, I had to deal with rumor up until now. I mean, I guess to be fair, they were civilians, not adventurers, so I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they didn't know what they were doing. That's being generous. Greeting, adventurer. Is there aught I might assist you with? I did your job. That's what happened again and again and again. God be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the central shroud. While the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any, sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. Yeah, that's a good question. Why are the bodies all over the place? The victims have all been young women. Okay, so every man is okay, and older woman. Noted. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. That's worrisome. It's been difficult to identify them, so as to notify their next of... This button, engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim. A family sigil? Or that of an organization, perhaps? Well, if it's a lily, and this is Gridania, probably part of the same organization, probably like the gardeners. Probably like that, so, things like that. I'm a part of that guild, because of crafting. It'd be cool if you got a special interaction there for a certain level with the gatherer for the botanical gardeners. Subclass job, if you were high enough level, you would get information. That'd be cool. Sorry. Getting back to the game. Either way, I dare hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders. Yeah, I can hope so too. The sooner I'm done here, the sooner I can get out of here and redirect my programming to where it should be. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You will need it to continue your investigation, even though that should be your job, not mine. Actually, have I been formally hired in Gridania to investigate? I know, the organization I'm a part of, the Scions, asked me to come here, but did they notify this respective government saying, hey, we're sending an agent to investigate the deaths, let them do it? Or is it just par for being an adventurer? Don't know. Well, it isn't standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals. There we go. Should I just kept reading? You have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. All I did was bring you a corpse. Why are you trusting me with key evidence? How do you know I'm not the one responsible for a corpse? Whatever, let due process be due process, right? If I might make a suggestion, do your job. You may wish to take the button to Gridania, and have it examined by... I'm not going to try to say the name. Myon? That person. Mayhaps someone in our vast network of contacts can shed light on this sigil. How far away is that? Let us check. What is... Oh, yeah, crafting job. Let's see, it is back in Gridania, so... Let's just return. Speed us up a little bit. Plus, I really don't see myself using this anymore. This episode, rather. I mean, it does have a cooldown. It's a long cooldown, but... You know, let's see real quick. I was gonna say 10 minutes, but... That seems way too long. It's probably like 5 minutes. Let's see, 880 seconds. Oh no, that is like 10 minutes. That's more than 10 minutes, ain't it? Okay, anyways. Oh, perfect. This is what I could show off real quick what I was talking about. So as you can see, this person has a bronze quest icon over his head. Generic looking. But inside, you can see this job has a blue quest icon above it. That means it's significant, like for adding more to the experience, the story, gameplay options. In this case, it's to become a carpenter. So technically unlocks a class. And if we go over here, sprint over here because we can't ride our, I was gonna say ride our hand, but our hand picks up. Yeah, this person. This one could be for like a dungeon or equipment. So I should try to do some of these blue quests one episode if I ever get sick of doing the MSQ. Which, not gonna lie, might become, wait, did I say jog? Is that new or did I just never notice that? Okay, anyways, back to the MSQ. Ooh, somebody else with a blue icon. What do you have? Nothing, which means this might unlock something important. If it's not equipment. Again, I'll have to do some of these on camera one day and see what they actually lead to. Hello. Good day to you, Mechanist. By your grim expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. No, I'm not. I'm doing investigative work that you people should be doing. Of course, you're probably busy. I mean, we were just here helping you stop Ramu, so give you the benefit of the doubt. Well, isn't this a lovely little bud? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan level quality. I would say. Where did you find this? On a dead body? Lovely. Well, now I can't steal it. Anyway, I'm afraid I do not recognize the lily sigil. Are you that bad at your job, or is it that rare? Let's find out. You have to find the answer the old-fashioned way, by asking around. Of course. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette over by the 8th Right Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. A pair of eyes, you say? Ooh, somebody else, what do you give? Equipment. You see? I think some give you just good equipment for your level, while others unlock, I don't want to say story options, but things like that. So I should probably take some time and clear all those up in the 3 major worlds. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a quest I receive on a regular basis. Do you receive this quest ever? Well, go on. Then, show me what you have. Here's the button. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old. Though cannot claim to know its sigil. However, I can say with certainty that this white lily is a recurring theme in the Gridanian culture. So basically, all we've established is that this is linked to Gridania. Noda. Alas, I do not know who would make a personal sigil of it. There is a soul in Gridania who does. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Kane Gold? We'll call him Kane. Over at the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all the citizens on a four-name basis. Alright, where is that? I'm kidding, let's see, Aetherite Fast Travel. They said the Lancers Guild, and I believe there's a fast travel right there. Ethernet, let's see. Lancers Guild. Quick travel, it's such a good key feature in any game. Except that the game's purpose is exploration, but even then... Let's see, is there a game that's better without fast travel? I could not say. Bernadette believes that I can help you. Well, that is a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear. But whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Here's a button. Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's Ward, northwest of here. Wait, a memory comes to me. I was late. No, sorry, memory comes to me. I was late. There has been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursendel. Okay? And I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button upon his breast of the jacket. I'm not going to repeat it. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. Alright, sprinting over to talk to somebody on a bench. The question is, where is this all going? Is it related to the Masked Man, or is this just the definition of a side quest? Pretending to be the story. Kinda like we feel like you're gonna need a few levels for the next event, so... yeah, we're gonna send you on a mandatory side quest. We're gonna claim it's part of the story, but it's not. I do not believe we are acquainted. Pray leave me to my thoughts. Here's a button. Gasp! The sigil of the Dartincore's family? Dartincore's family? How is it that you came to be in possession of this button? I found it on a dead woman. From the body of a murdered woman. Her face, was it marred with in any way? Yep, wrecked beyond belief. I had feared as much. Sigh. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the death. But on one condition, you promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. Ooh, sounds like it's getting good. And 1 second. I told you to keep it down. I'm almost done. Sorry about that, a little interruption. Anyways, what do we have here? Skeletons in her closet. Ursendel has a confession to make regarding the mysterious murders, and a level 28 weapon coffer. What level is my weapon? The answer is 24. So it can be stronger. Interesting. Now the question is it like what a level 28 should have equipped, so it's like 24 to 30, or is it specifically 28? I guess we'll find out together once I get the coffer. I was once a manservant, can't you just say servant, in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dartincore. Let's call them Dartons. Just because the curves at the end doesn't really help. During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed a heart befitting her radiance. Well, you're not going to talk ill about your employer, are you? Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady had escaped with her life, death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, My lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. That's sad. This continued for many uneasy moons until one day, without warning, none amongst us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they could help her regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. Oh, so it's classic cult witch behavior, right? I'm no longer beautiful, kill a bunch of beautiful girls to reclaim my beauty. Okay, I get it. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning. No ritual should be innocent. That's already suspicious. You should have done something. They grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. And so now you're responsible too. Which means after I take care of her, I should come here and take care of you. Sorry about that. Performed? Yes, I perfumed the body. Actually, that kind of makes sense. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was. But when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place. Not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hawk Manor, my home, for nigh on half a century. That is definitely a long time. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amadine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavored to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I resolved to never speak of my experience, until you came here with the button to remind me of my past. My lady's mask must be ended, lest more innocent lives are lost. So you knew this was happening, and did nothing about it because you just wanted to move past it? So yeah, you're equally responsible for all of these deaths. You will be punished appropriately. After all, I'm a paladin. Kind of part of the job. Lay her tormented soul to rest, I will, as with yours, as you swore to me you would. I didn't say I would, I'm doing it now, but whatever. She waits you at Hawk Manor, on the western edge of the central shroud. Go now, go and do what must be done. Okay. So this will give me a weapon coffer, and sounds like a boss fight. Cool. Let's see. Skeletons in her closet. That's a good ways away, but I'll just fast travel. I got me some money saved up. Good. Ooh, I'll talk to you real quick. Are you an equipment quest or something else? Let's see, where the heart is the lavender bed. See, that might unlock, like a place to do some gardening, like go collect these seeds and you can grow an herb for crafting. You know, there's things you can unlock. So I definitely need to do that one of these days. Maybe a day where I'm getting sick of the MSQ again. Ooh, I got nice movement speed here. I mean, to be fair, this is where I unlock my Chocobo's ability to fight with me, so kind of makes sense to have increased movement here. You know, I'm taking a big gamble saying it's up instead of down, but every time I come here, it's always up. It's so annoying, my luck, it'll be down this time, right? Okay, we're looking for Hawk Manor. So, a big ol' hey, those are Marlboros, right? Marlboros, or Halistotrops. Basically the bane of every person who's ever played Final Fantasy. I will just say that. Every gamer technically has played Final Fantasy because I'm not exactly a person, right? I'm a gamer. Leave me alone, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you or your kind. Hey, there's an eyeball. Okay, Hawk Manor, and there are a ton of eyeballs here. Wow, everybody must be horrible at their job. This was easy, a little bit of walking and I'm here. I have the eyeballs, whatever. So this is... Actually, if you're here... Let's see, there's no very throwing the shard alongside like my companions. I'm pretty sure this is a dungeon. Which means... I'm gonna call the episode a little bit short. For two reasons. One, it's gonna take way too long to do a full dungeon, considering I'm already about a half hour in, and two, they won't leave me alone. So, yeah, I'm gonna call it a little bit early. Sorry about that. Hopefully I'll be able to explain myself soon, but yeah, next episode, a new dungeon, which means more loot opportunities. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed gaming. This has been the Mechanist, logging off. Until next time.